Okay, so people needed a video to review how to graph. So we're going to take a look at the notes on the day that we would have covered on the day before Thanksgiving break. Now, for all of these problems, we're going to start with a parent function, which will tell us what we want our x values to be chosen by to help us evaluate them. Now, I'm going to do something slightly different than what I've said in class just to make sure people understand this and see this pattern for all of these shapes. So the parent function for this first one is 2 to the x. Now if I look at the values of -1, 0, and 1, we're going to have to know how exponents are evaluated. And on the day in class that we did this graphing, so someday that many people were gone, we were playing with our calculators to figure out that every time we did 2 to the -1 power, this always equaled the reciprocal. There we go. When we did something 2 to the 0 power, this always equaled 1, and 2 to the first power just equaled 2. So this pattern holds, and then we're going to transform according to those values. Now if we just quickly take a look here on this other side, if we look at x, and then now we're going to have the equation 1/4 raised to the x, we're going to have, we could do -1, 0, and 1. So 1/4 raised to the -1 power, that's going to equal 4, the reciprocal of that. 1/4 raised to the 0 power is always going to equal 1, and 1/4 raised to the first power will equal 1/4, the value itself. Now, we would transform those points according to the transformations as well. This pattern holds for all things, but I wanted to make this point that I'm not going to choose all these points. Like in this, these two are probably the easiest for me to transform, and for this, these two are the easiest for me to transform. The reason why I can get away with this is I'm looking at this extra value that's added here, and that's going to be my asymptote. So for this graph, it has an asymptote at 0. For this graph, it has an asymptote at 3. And points will not be below that value or possibly above that value, depending on whether the graph is reflected or not. So now, looking at the transformations of what we have here, we're going to multiply the y's by -1. We're going to add 5 to the x's. So it's a shift right 5 and multiply the y's by -1. The upper portion of our equation right here, this is considered inside the function. So this is going to be all our x changes up here. Everything here and here will be dictating to our y values for the function. So after this, we should get a new table that looks something like this. I'm going to call it f and f of x. So 5, 6, I'm only going to use the 2 points that I really need because I know where the asymptote's going to be. And then I'm going to multiply these by -1, so -1, -2. So if we count out 5 points, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and down 1, down 2, 6. So at 5, -1, and at 6, -2, we're going to have a graph that looks something like that. And there's exponential reflected growth. Now if we go over to this next one, x and f of x. Now we're going to transform these by the transformation. So this one's right 2, so we're going to add 2 to that. There's no multiplication of the y values, but they do shift up 3. So we're going to take note of that. So these points are going to be at 2 to the right, so that's 1 and 2. And now we're going to have points 7 and 4. So I need to add some points here. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's going to be at 1, 7 and 2, 4. Not perfect, but that's basically it. You want to include these characteristics, and 2 points will really define it. So looking at these graphs, we can fill out the domain. It's always going to be the same thing. So we really don't have to worry about that. There's no x value that can't be evaluated in an exponential function. The only thing is we won't get some possible range values back. So in this case, the lowest y value we could get is negative infinity, but it's going to approach the asymptote, and that's at 0, so it's negative infinity to 0. If we look at this one, the lowest value is the asymptote, 3, and then this will go to infinity for its values. And that's all of the things you really need to know for doing this. So let's recap. Choosing the correct values from your parent functions. You don't have to work with all of them, but you could transform that third to get it, and then transform the points, make the sketch, and don't forget about the asymptotes and domain and range. On the next part, you could flip to the next page of your notes from this day and try those. I'm just going to walk you through what that would look like for choosing the parent functions again. So pause this, do the next page, check it in just a second. Okay, so on this page we have to choose the functions now that you've practiced this. So let's talk about this one. This one's going to be x and 1/3 x. So I'm not going to rewrite these as exponents, but I would choose those 2 points, and that would be 3 and 1. 1/3 to the -1 power is the reciprocal. 1/3 to the 0 power is 1. Now, how do you know that? The key feature of how you understand that is by experiencing this and practicing this using a calculator. We're going to understand these functions better when we can see the inverse and how they relate to each other. But until that point, you're going to use your calculator to build this understanding of the number sense. Where is the asymptote going to be located at? Well, that's going to be at positive 2. So you would add that to your graph, and then you have to make sure that you transform the points. Don't get caught up in the fact that the parent function doesn't give that to you. So the only change is going to be that we're going to add 2 to all of these points, making this 5, making this 3. So at -1 it's at 5, so 3 more marks. At 0 it's at 4. So you're going to have something that looks like that. Or 3. Oops, put that too high. I want to make sure I'm doing this correctly. There we go. Now I can connect this. It's going to look like that. This is a case of exponential decay. So that doesn't affect the domain, and it doesn't really affect the range. The only thing that would affect the range is going to be reflections, like we're going to see on the next problem. So on this next problem here, first we have to choose the values. This isn't a fraction, so that should be a clue of how you want to handle this situation. X, 5 to the x. We're going to have the points 0, 5 to the 0 power is 1, 1, 5 to the first power is 5. Now I have to transform this. So the y values are going to be multiplied by -4, and then we're going to add 3. Then we're going to add 1 to all of the x values. So make sure we have space for this. I'll put this over here. X and m of x is going to be the points 1, 2 with -4 plus 3. So that's -1. -4, that's -20 plus 3 is -17. So this is reflected. So when we think about this, one thing to keep in mind is that this asymptote is going to be at plus 3. And now the points are going to be -1, 1. 1, -1 isn't horrible. But then 2, -17 is very far down here. So this graph would look something like this, where it has the very steep exponential reflected growth. So the domain never changes. The range, well, it's going to be -infinity all the way up to 3. So that's our review of graphing. So please make sure that you're asking the questions to make sure that you understand what is going on so you're prepared for this week's test. If you have questions, please email me. Thanks for watching.